If every dollar vanished from your account, if every status symbol disappeared, the car, the watch, the vacations, would she still want you? That's not a trick question. Picture for a moment. Strip away the glitter, the distractions, the lifestyle, and what remains? Just you. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Many women, more than you'd expect, aren't hooked by the money in the first place. What draws them in, what keeps them awake at night, is something money can't buy. It's invisible, it's intoxicating, and it's unforgettable. If you've studied Stoicism, you already know the foundation. Because real value isn't external, it's internal. It's the force you carry, the way you move, the way you stand when nothing else supports you. That's what separates a man who is remembered from a man who is replaced. The hidden currencies of desire. Money can buy the spotlight, but it can't buy gravity. I learned this years ago, sitting in a rooftop bar. One man was throwing money like it was air, bottle service, big tips, designer clothes so sharp they looked untouched. The woman with him smiled, nodded, played along. But every few minutes, her eyes drifted across the room to another man. He wasn't showing off. He wasn't even looking at her. He was relaxed, laughing with a friend, owning his space without asking for attention. And yet, she couldn't stop glancing at him. That's when I realized attraction runs on a different currency, and most men are broke in the places that count. So let's break it down. Composure, the ability to stay grounded when chaos hits. When the world is loud, you remain still. She feels a safety in you that no penthouse suite could ever provide. Silence, not the nervous silence of a man with nothing to say, but the own silence of a man who doesn't need to fill the air. You let the moment breathe, and suddenly, she leans in, the ability to walk away. Most men orbit women like planets. They cling, they chase, they bend. But the man who can walk away, calm, steady, without resentment, shows her he's there by choice, not need. That's the kind of presence she can't play games with. Conviction, the principles you live by, the lines you won't cross. She notices how you treat the waiter, how you speak about others, whether you hold firm under pressure. Attraction without respect is temporary, but conviction creates respect that lasts. Controlled desire, not denial, not reckless hunger, but mastery, the ability to let her feel your interest without rushing to satisfy it. That tension, that restraint, is more addictive than any luxury gift. These currencies can't be bought, borrowed, or faked. They have to be built. They have to be lived. What she really wants. We've all been told women want men with money. And yes, money can buy attention. But the men she remembers, the men she craves, the men she can't shake from her thoughts, those men didn't spend a dime to earn it. What she actually wants is proof. Proof of who you are when things go wrong. When traffic makes you late. When the waiter spills coffee on you. When she tests your patience without even realizing it. Most men break. They get angry. They scramble. They fold. But the man who stays calm, steady, unbothered, maybe even amused, makes her feel something she can't put into words. Safety. Mystery. Pull. She wants a man who can sit in silence without fear. A man who isn't afraid to lose her. A man who lives by conviction. A man who wants her, but isn't controlled by that want. Because money can impress her eyes. But presence imprints on her soul. The Stoic edge. The Stoics knew this centuries ago. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. External power can vanish. Internal power endures." That's why women can sense the difference instantly. The man who builds himself from the outside and feels shallow, replaceable. But the man who builds from the inside out, that man feels rare. And what is rare becomes unforgettable. The man she never recovers from. She can replace money. She can replace gifts. She can replace status. But she cannot replace the way you made her feel. She won't forget the man who stayed unshaken under pressure. She won't forget the silence that drew her closer. She won't forget the conviction that earned her respect. She won't forget the desire that burned in your eyes without losing control. That's the man she replays in her mind long after he's gone. That's the man she measures every other man against. That's the man she might only find once, and never fully recover from. So here's the choice. Keep chasing attraction with things that fade, or build the presence no one can take from you. Because when you stop buying attention and start embodying gravity, everything changes. You don't chase. You attract. You don't beg. You choose. And when she finally meets a man like that, she knows money can be replaced, but you cannot. And that's where most men lose the game. They think attraction is something you buy, something you chase, or something you convince her into. But the truth is, the more you chase, the more she runs. The more you prove yourself, the more she doubts you. Real attraction doesn't happen when you throw everything at her. It happens when you pull back. When you hold yourself like a man who has options, like a man who doesn't beg for attention, like a man who doesn't need validation to breathe. Because here's the brutal truth. Women are far more tuned into your energy than your words. You can say all the right things, but if your energy screams insecure, she feels it. On the other hand, you could say almost nothing, yet if your energy says, I am unshakable, she feels that even stronger. It's the paradox. Silence speaks louder than desperate words. Stillness carries more power than forced movement. That's why the calm, centered man, stoic in presence, clear in direction, always stands out. She's not falling for your money, your looks, or your smooth lines. She's falling for how you make her feel around you. Safe yet excited. Grounded yet curious. Pulled in without even knowing why. Most men never learn this. They think attraction is about doing more. But the truth? Attraction is about being more.